Greetings Muttonistas, it's the Primemutton here again. It is a damp Tuesday afternoon in central Manchester, so of course folks, that means it's another football vlog. In the Champions League this season, City have faced a lot of German opposition. We faced Leipzig and we faced Dortmund and come successfully through those tests. However, there's one team in Germany that's different gravy. It's Bayern Munich, and tonight in the Champions League quarter-final, it's going to be the acid test of how well we're playing. Now, behind me is Sinclair's Oyster Bar. Normally, for a Champions League home game, this place would be crawling with away supporters. Probably the same when United play in the Europa League on Thursday. However, maybe it's our traditional damp Manchester weather that's put people off, or I suspect, having walked around town today, that the Bayern Munich fans are actually quite savvy from many visits to Manchester about visiting other places. But if you're an away supporter coming to Manchester, that's the normal away pub. So there are a few hardy souls drinking in the rain there, but I would say that if you're an away supporter coming to Manchester and you're not familiar with the place, there are possibly better places you can go to. I've drunk in there before, it's okay, but there are much better watering holes. Now, as always, folks, it wouldn't be a mutton day out for the football without a food segment, and I have got something pretty special lined up for you all today. Pep Guardiola himself has a stake in this restaurant, Tast Restaurant, which is Catalan. It ain't cheap, but the food is really, really good. Some viewers have asked me whether I've actually been here before. I have, but I haven't taken you all there, so let's go in and have a great pre-match meal. As regular viewers will know, I like to start all my meals in Spanish or Catalan restaurants with an aperitif, and there's nothing better than a glass of good cava. So here's to a good City performance tonight. Cheers, folks. Yeah, that's hit the spot. Now the house cava is really rather splendid here, so I've ordered a second glass, even though my red wine has arrived. And those of you who know me well will know, whilst I have a slight preference for champagne, I do love a good cava, but the one thing I won't order in the sparkling wine department is Prosecco. So if you have a choice, folks, between cava and Prosecco, always go for the cava. So, some of my dishes have arrived. I've ordered 2 croquettes, little snacks that go perfectly well with a beer or a cava, one with red pepper and one with ham, and one of Catalonia's most famous side dishes, tomato bread, pan Catalan. Now Muttonistas, one with ham and one with red pepper. These croquettes usually have bechamel and a filling, although I'm not sure whether they always have bechamel according to the filling. And of course, Spanish people keep correcting me, so please feel free to carry on correcting me. Better have a quick slurp with that, I think. Now for the red pepper croquette. It's really nice. I think I actually prefer it, even though the ham one was perfectly good. It's a type of croquette I've not actually had before as well. Now, as for the bread, as you can see, it's a piece of, I think, sourdough bread here. Not sure whether that's necessary. Tomato, olive oil, garlic and salt. Now, in some places in Barcelona and Girona, the only two places I've been to in Catalonia, they actually give you the bread, the tomatoes and the garlic and the olive oil, and you actually rub the stuff on yourselves. I prefer it when they do it because they get the quantity right. Bread muttonistas is not just bread. Okay, next dish has arrived, muttonistas. Now, whilst they do a lot of Spanish dishes very well, sort of your more general Spanish dishes, it is a Catalan restaurant, so I've tried to stick with Catalan specialities. This is about as Catalan as it comes. So what we have here is a type of bread, it's a cross between a Chinese bao and a kind of regular piece of bread you'd use for a sandwich, and inside the magic is in the filling. It is called escalivado, which is usually peppers, aubergine, sometimes tomatoes, a bit of garlic. It is a classic Catalan salad and goes beautifully with carbo. Now, with my penchant for spilling food over myself, this, with all the food oozing out, is extremely dangerous, so I'm going to lean over the plate. Beautiful Mediterranean flavours. You can taste the olive oil, the vegetables, the salt, the garlic. I always order this salad when I see it on the menu as a starter, but this is a very interesting, almost fusion-esque way of presenting it. Anyway, whichever way you look at it, it's worthy of a slurp. Now that was absolutely beautiful. Still one dish to come, and it is appropriate that I have some red wine with it. Now in a lot of restaurants I'd be very picky about what I choose by the glass, but here I do trust them implicitly because they've matched the food with wine for me here before. So I don't know actually what I'm drinking. I'll leave a subtitle when I check it out on the bill, but it's at the right temperature, I can feel that. Oh yeah, that's a lovely drop, that is. And finally, the last dish has come, and again, it's a bit of a twist on a Catalan classic. Look down here, folks. So we have here, effectively, a Catalan hot dog. The sausage is a very special Catalan sausage called butifarra. Obviously, I don't need to describe the potatoes, they're just like sautéed potatoes, but the sausage itself is a very simple sausage with high quality pork, salt, pepper, and not too many of the spices. The idea being to highlight the quality of the pork, but they've served it as a hot dog with mustard mayo. The quality of the pork really does shine through. A few grated onions as well, and it's served on a brioche bun, which is a kind of trendy thing when you're dealing with fusion cuisine these days. Potatoes perfectly cooked. Of course, massively better than any hot dog you get at the ground. So, folks, I'm going to have a quick slurp and get on with this, and I'll see you when I'm done. Great match as well. Okay, muttonistas, that was utterly scrumptious. What a sausage that was. Just one thing left before we go, the coffee report. Quite a light roast, and I only go for a single espresso when I've got confidence in the quality of the coffee. Yeah, on the money. Bit nutty, no chocolate hints or anything like that, but a high quality espresso, folks. Anyway, for big games like that, one needs to be match fit, and after 2 carvers, 2 glasses of red wine and all that wonderful food, I am most definitely on form for tonight. So let's go and have a beer and talk some football. Okay, muttonistas, it's really windy, whirly, rainy, and that meal was delicious. It was about 85 quid, so pretty expensive, but I had 2 glasses of cava and 2 really good quality glasses of red wine. It was actually a Ribera Reserva, which I didn't expect because it wasn't quite as fruity as some I had, but delicious nonetheless. Anyway, I'm not a big desserts man, so let's go for dessert at the Northern Monk and discuss the football and the shortly impending team news. Right, Muttonistas, great to be back at the Northern Monk again for my pre-match segment. I've gone for a Little Faith, which is a session hazy pale ale, not too strong, very slightly sweet, but has quite a lot of hops about it. It's a keg ale as well, and I'm amazed because 20 years ago you would never hear me talking about drinking keg ales. Anyway, on to the football. Quite a hard match to call this is. I expect when the team news comes out, which won't be in too many minutes, that City will play basically the same way they've been playing for the last 7 or 8 matches with great success, with the 4 centre-backs and no full-backs, with Stones joining Rodri in the middle of the pitch. Obviously a way to re-establish our midfield dominance, which we lost for a bit whilst working out how to play with Haaland, because of course before we used to have 6 midfielders. Grealish surely must start, as must De Bruyne. I think Gundogan as well, along with Mahrez, but maybe he'll stick Bernardo in for a little more solidity, shall I say. I don't think there'll be many changes other than that. Bayern, on the other hand, I think they'll be trying to capitalise on turnovers, press really hard, but we have actually done well of late dealing with people who've made mistakes with their presses, but obviously they do it a lot better than most. And while City's recent domestic form has been imperious and Bayern's has been a bit spotty, it all counts for nothing in these games because people, when it comes to these big Champions League nights, they put it on, they turn it on. It's what they're there for. So don't be surprised if both teams play even better than they've been playing recently in their domestic games. What we have to watch out for are turnovers, transitions, whatever you want to call them, being caught in possession, because this is a team who could punish us. A few times of late we kind of got away with it, but this team, you'd think with some of their pacey wingers, Sané, Gnabry, we could come unstuck there. I think the key is to avoid that. If we don't make these mistakes, we will make enough chances. We've got the man to finish them, so I am going to predict a 3-2 win to City tonight. I think it's going to be end-to-end. If we don't make those mistakes, 3-1, 3-0, maybe that's asking for too much. The bookies make City favourite. The pundits, a lot of the pundits, seem to have Bayern because of their previous Champions League experience, but I don't know how many of this team have actually won it before. I know City have come unstuck in the past in these sort of games and have made mistakes when they've generally outplayed opponents, but surely it's going to come well together and come right at some stage, and it feels like it is now, but as I said, who knows? And of course, whilst I have been speaking, the team news is out. Now for City, it's just about as I suggested, with Akanji and Diaz playing the centre roles, Ake at left back and Stones tucking into the midfield in possession and playing as right back out of possession. But the big change is no Mahrez and Bernardo. Possibly a good idea because when it comes to doing the spade work, Bernardo's a much better bet. As for Bayern, the big choice they had was Cancelo or Pavard at right back, and they've gone for Pavard. I think it's a bit odd potentially facing Cancelo when he's at loan on them and still registered as a City player, but maybe it won't come to that anyway. And I have to say, whatever went on in the changing room here has probably gone on there because he can't get a starting berth for Bayern either. Anyway, Muttonistas, I am going to enjoy my pint before I head off to the stadium. And I will add, when I took the tram to the Northern Monk, there are a lot of Bayern supporters on very early. And I have to say, other than doing whatever they want to do in the stadium in terms of drinking and shouting and singing, there's absolutely nothing there for them. I don't even hang around the stadium early myself, but for away supporters, you cannot get in anywhere. I don't agree with that, but it is what it is. And yes, people have asked me how important the Champions League is to me. And to be honest, for me, the priority, I want to win 3 leagues in a row. That isn't going to happen very often, or the chance to isn't going to happen very often. But yes, of course, I'd love City to win the Champions League, but the priority, the bread and butter, is always the league. Here's to a good game, and come on, City.
Wait! Old St. Peter's Square, yeah, the ones from Eccles. Oh, right. Yeah, we should be right. Let people off the tram! Well, get on for
Show some manners. Well, it's certainly a very windy night here, but I think the match will be pretty good anyway. I think both sets of players are used to cold weather, and I think the Bayern fans have had a good time around Manchester. I hope you have enjoyed yourselves if there are any of you watching my vlog. And I will most certainly be coming to visit you lot next week in Munich. I'm going to have a great time, even if we're miles ahead or miles behind and the tie's dead, or if the tie's in the balance. Well, here a little bit early, time for a very swift half, not time for a pint, and I won't be having one at half time because the queues will be horrendous, so better fill my boots now, Muttonistas. Cracking atmosphere tonight, come on City, don't make any mistakes turning it over, we can do this lot. Well, 10 minutes in and Bayern have come to play. They play a ridiculously high press. Nothing like we see against City's opponents in the Premiership, but as they say, if you can play through that press, they are a bit open. Careful. This wind and rain is really heavy. It's making aerial passing very difficult. Well blocked. Go on. Go on quickly. Bernardo. Skin him. Go on. I thought City had taken too long over that one. I thought Rodri made a great turn. I thought he was going to send it to the wing, but what a finish. 1-0 City. Oh, wow. So half-time, City 1, Bayern 0. City played pretty well there. I think they defended actually pretty well. Good positions going forward, couldn't quite make more than one pay, but what a curled goal from Rodri that was. At the other end, the danger is clear and we defended well, but we have to keep on doing so. I think we need another one and I think we can get another one. So more of this, they might tire out. We might put a move together. Erling might get on the end of one of them, so plenty of room for optimism going into the second half. Whoa. Well, Bayern have started the half pretty brightly. We need to keep our concentration here. But so far we've done fine in defence, despite the clear and obvious danger that they're presenting. Go on, Jack. Go on, Nathan. Oh! Go on! Oh! Go on! Pissing about at the back, ball floated over by Haaland, who for once played the assister. Bernardo headed the ball, someone got a touch, I think, couldn't stop it from going in. 2-0 City, that was a big goal when Bayern were having a good spell. Go on. Go on. Oh! Go on. Go on. Oh! 15 minutes to go, we can smell blood here. Come on, City, get a third. Go on. I couldn't see who crossed it in, I couldn't see who laid it off, but I could see who scored. It was Erling Haaland yet again. 3-0 City, and in the words of the late great Tom Mutton, this just keeps getting better and better. Careful, careful, well in. Cancelo coming on, can you see him playing for us again with the reception like that? Not well liked after he forced his way out. Go on, kill it. Oh! Mutton Easters, what did you make of that then? What a performance by City tonight, one of the best I've seen probably ever against a top team. Make no mistake, Bayern, they really did knock the ball around well, their control was good, okay, the odd stray pass, but they were generally a highly accomplished technical team. And to beat that lot 3-0 is incredible. I'm in the Waldorf pub with some friends. Richard I've met a few times before after the match. Tell me, lads, what did you think of that game?
Kevin De Bruyne, the jog stall, amazing. Those are the games we never thought we'd enjoy and never get to.
My feeling as well, because we used 10 years ago, we used to really struggle against Bayern, but now we just wiped the floor with them. That was incredible.
Amazing.
And also my friend Alan, what are your thoughts on the game, Alan?
Legendary shit player now.
Now what impressed me the most was how well we defended today. I have to say, John Stones tucking into the midfield, putting in the spade work when he got back. Akanji, brilliant, Diaz, brilliant, but Ake, the best of the lot. Wow, what a performance he put in. The yards he ran to cover every counter-attack. We didn't give them a sniff tonight. Bernardo and others mucking back as well. and when we went forward we had our usual cutting edge. I haven't seen us lose by 3 or 4 in a Guardiola team other than that one first leg at Anfield many years ago, and I don't think it's going to happen next time.
I also think playing Bernardo Silva rather than Mahrez tonight was a masterclass.
And I'd agree with that. I said that pre-match. We needed Bernardo's energy and vim to cover back for those counter-attacks, but he was actually in the right place to score a goal. So if there's any doubt about Guardiola getting the selection right, there you are. Not only did he muck in and defend, he scored a goal as well. And Ben, tell us what you thought of tonight. Who do you think the best player was for City tonight?
It's probably about 10 of them, to be fair. I was expecting, I was hoping for a 1-0 victory, 1-0 up going into the second leg over there. I wanted Haaland to join, who's the last one.
And did you think we were going to concede tonight? I mean, I was pleasantly surprised to keep a clean sheet.
Yes, to be honest, yeah, 100%, yeah. I'm expecting them to come out hard at us in the next, obviously over there. I think we're going to concede, however many concede, but that's just a negativity.
Well, I must admit, I was a bit like that myself. I predicted 3-2 before the game. I thought they might do us on the counter, but that is how well we defended Muttonistas. We didn't give them a sniff tonight. So I'm going to wrap things up here, Muttonistas. I know my post-match rap's been a little bit short tonight, but such a heady occasion, I think I'm going to have some light refreshment tonight. So please remember to keep watching me. My next vlog will be Bayern Munich away, maybe Leicester this weekend, not sure about that at the moment. But until then, keep liking, keep sharing, keep subscribing, and most of all, don't forget,
You can't beat a bit of Mutton.
never has a truer word been said.